Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll be honoring some iconic individuals who are no longer with us. We deeply mourn their loss and express our utmost respect for them. Stay with us, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to watch the full video. We'll take a look at their families, the legacies they've left behind, and how their contributions continue to shape our world today. Thank you for joining us. Deborah McBride, a respected and beloved corporate communications executive at A+E Networks, passed away at the age of 45, following a brief and courageous battle with brain cancer. The news of her death was confirmed by A+E Networks in a statement to its employees in recent days, marking the loss of a talented and cherished member of the organization. McBride's untimely passing has left those who knew her deeply saddened. She is survived by her husband Brendan and their children Elise, Sean, and Margot, all of whom were a central part of her life. McBride's positive energy and warm personality made her a standout figure in every role she took on, whether personally or professionally. Her passing is not only a tremendous loss for her family, but for her colleagues, friends, and the many people whose lives she touched. McBride's career spanned several prominent organizations in the media and communications industry, beginning with roles at G4 Media, GSN, and the global data and analytics firm Dun & Bradstreet. It was her work with Turner Broadcasting System, however, that allowed her to truly make a significant mark in the field of corporate communications. During her 7 years at Turner, McBride led communications efforts for the ad sales division, focusing on key assets like CNN and the company's digital platforms. This role was foundational to her development as an influential communications executive, and it showcased her ability to handle high-stakes, fast-paced environments with grace and skill. In 2019, McBride joined A+E Networks, where she was quickly promoted to Vice President of Corporate Communications. In this position, she played a key role in the company's strategic communication efforts, particularly in advertising sales. McBride's expertise was instrumental in leading the publicity efforts for major events like the upfront marketplace and related activities, where her meticulous attention to detail and ability to build strong relationships helped ensure success. Her colleagues at A+E Networks remember her not only for her work ethic, but for her infectious warmth and generosity of spirit. In a tribute to McBride, the company described her as an earth angel who brought warmth, kindness, love, smarts, and humor to everything she did. Her laughter was described as contagious, and she was seen as a beacon of light to those around her. Her positivity and joy for life were evident in all aspects of her career and personal life, and she made an indelible impact on all who had the privilege of working with her. In addition to her professional success, McBride was deeply passionate about her role as a mother, wife, and friend. A+E Network spoke of her devotion to her family and her unwavering commitment to being present and supportive in every aspect of her life. Whether at home or at work, McBride's compassion and thoughtfulness were evident to all who interacted with her. The company's statement emphasized how deeply she was loved and respected by her colleagues, with many sharing how her spirit would continue to influence their lives even after her passing. "We have lost a colleague and a dear friend," the statement read. Deb was passionate in all of her endeavors, whether as a mom, wife, family member, friend, or colleague. As A+E Networks mourns the loss of one of its most valued team members, the company also expressed its sorrow for McBride's family, recognizing how difficult it must be for them to bear such an immense loss. "Deb was cherished by all who had the blessing of knowing her," the statement continued. "Her positivity and tremendous joy for life made the whole world brighter for everyone she met." McBride's commitment to her family and her work left a lasting legacy, and she will be remembered fondly by those who worked alongside her. In an effort to support McBride's family during this difficult time, A+E Networks has set up a dedicated website, deborahmcbride.com, where donations can be made to help fund her children's education and provide other forms of support to her loved ones. This initiative allows those who knew McBride or were touched by her kindness to honor her memory by helping her family in a meaningful way. McBride's passing is a painful reminder of how fragile life can be and how important it is to appreciate the people around us while we can. Her contributions to A+E Networks and the broader communications industry were invaluable, and her personal impact was immeasurable. For her colleagues, friends, and family, McBride's legacy will live on not only in the professional successes she achieved, but in the love and kindness she shared with all who had the privilege of knowing her. As the industry and her community continue to mourn, McBride's memory will remain a source of inspiration. Her ability to balance professionalism with genuine warmth and her unshakable positivity serve as a model for others to follow, both in their careers and in their Vernor Vinge, a pioneering science fiction author who popularized the concepts of the singularity and cyberspace, passed away from Parkinson's disease at the age of 79 on March 20th in La Jolla, California. The news was shared by his fellow author, David Brin, in a tribute posted on Facebook. Brin described Vinge as a titan in the literary genre, known for exploring limitless possibilities and speculative futures. He noted that Vinge captivated millions of readers with his imaginative portrayals of plausible tomorrows, bringing them to life through his mastery of language, character development, and dramatic storytelling, along with his deep understanding of science. Over the course of his career, Vinge was honored with several Hugo Awards, including wins for his novels, A Fire Upon the Deep, 1993, A Deepness in the Sky, 2000, and Rainbow's End, 2007. He also earned Hugo Awards for his novellas Fast Times at Fairmont High, 2002, and The Cookie Monster, 2004. Vinge's novella, True Names, 1981, is widely regarded as one of the first works to explore the idea of cyberspace in depth. Vinge is credited with introducing the term singularity to a broader audience in 1983, borrowing it from the concept of a space-time singularity in physics. In an op-ed for Omni magazine published in 1983, Vinge wrote, "When this happens, human history will have reached a kind of singularity, an intellectual transition as impenetrable as the knotted space-time at the center of a black hole, and the world will pass far beyond our understanding." He further elaborated on this in 1993 in an essay titled The Coming Technological Singularity: How to Survive in the Post-Human Era. This concept suggests that artificial intelligence will soon surpass human intelligence, marking the end of the human-dominated era and leading to a profound transformation in society. Brin, in his tribute, reflected on Vinge's optimistic approach to storytelling. Accused by some of a grievous sin, that of optimism, Werner gave us peerless legends that often depicted human success in overcoming problems. Brin wrote, "Those right in front of us," while also posing new dilemmas that may lie just ahead of our myopic gaze. He would often ask, "What if we succeed? Do you think that will be the end of it?" Vinge's groundbreaking ideas about the singularity had a significant impact on futurists, including Ray Kurzweil, who explored the concept in depth in books such as The Singularity is Near, 2005. In a 2005 interview with the Center for Responsible Nanotechnology, Kurzweil praised Vinge's early insights into the singularity. Werner Vinge has had some really key insights into the singularity very early on. There were others, such as John von Neumann, who talked about a singular event occurring because he had the idea of technological acceleration and singularity half a century ago. But it was simply a casual comment, and Vinge worked out some of the key ideas. Jennifer Leake, the actress best known for her role in the 1968 film Yours, Mine, and Ours, and her appearances in several beloved soap operas, has passed away at the age of 76. She died on March 18th at her home in Jupiter, Florida, after battling progressive supranuclear palsy, a rare and degenerative neurological condition, in her final years. Leake's death has been met with an outpouring of tributes from those who knew her. Among the many who mourn her passing is Tim Matheson, who starred opposite Leake in Yours, Mine, and Ours as the son of Henry Fonda's character, Frank Beardsley. Matheson, who was also Leake's first husband, shared a heartfelt statement about her death, recalling their time together on and off screen. "It is with a heavy heart that I share the news of Jennifer Leake's passing," Matheson said. "She wasn't just my screen sister in Yours, Mine, and Ours, but also my beloved first wife. Jennifer was a remarkable woman, strong, lovely, and incredibly talented. My deepest condolences go out to her husband of 47 years, James Doria, and their multitude of friends. Jennifer Leake's career in Hollywood began in the mid-1960s, and she quickly became known for her versatile talent and striking presence. Born in Cardiff, Wales in 1947, she entered the world of acting after relocating to the United States. One of her early roles was in a Mike Nichols-directed pilot for Woyek, a Canadian series. This project marked the beginning of a promising career in both television and film. She later earned recognition for being cast in Nichols' legendary 1967 film, The Graduate. Unfortunately, due to immigration issues, Leake was unable to take part in the final film, but it was clear that her star was on the rise. Leake's most famous role came in 1968 when she played Colleen, the daughter of Lucille Ball's character, Helen North, in Yours, Mine, and Ours. The film, a family comedy, was about a large blended family of 18 children. It was there that she first starred alongside Tim Matheson, who played Mike, the son of Henry Fonda's character, Frank Beardsley. The film was a commercial success, and Leake's performance as Colleen, caught between two large families, won her praise for her charm and natural ability to connect with audiences. This role also marked the beginning of her personal relationship with Matheson, with whom she would marry in 1968. The couple divorced in 1971 but remained friendly. In addition to her film work, Jennifer Leake built a strong presence in television, particularly in the soap opera genre. Her career on daytime TV saw her take on roles in a number of major series. Leake played Gwen Sherman on The Young and the Restless, one of the longest-running soap operas in the United States. She also appeared as Olive Springer Gordon Randolph on Another World, and as Blanche Bouvier on Guiding Light, two other popular soaps that were widely watched across the country. Her ability to adapt to different characters and her talent for storytelling made her a favorite among soap opera fans. Although Jennifer Leake's film and television work brought her considerable fame, by the mid-1880s, she began to shift away from acting. After her marriage to James Doria in 1977, she opted for a quieter life away from the spotlight, transitioning to a new career. She took on the role of a real estate sales agent, working for a company that allowed her to explore a different passion and maintain a stable career away from the public eye. It was during this time that she largely retired from acting, focusing on her family and other professional endeavors. Her personal life also flourished during her years out of the entertainment industry. Jennifer married James Doria, a union that lasted for 47 years until her death. Throughout this time, she continued to be involved in the lives of her family members, including her brother. Doria, who survives her, shared in the grief of losing his wife, but also remembered her as a loving, devoted partner. While her acting career may have slowed in her later years, Jennifer Leake's work in the entertainment industry left a lasting impact, particularly in the genre of soap operas, where she built a lasting legacy. Her fans continue to remember her fondly for her contributions to some of the most memorable television series of the 1970s and 1980s. Her performance in Yours, Mine, and Ours also remains a memorable part of classic cinema, one that endears her to a new generation of movie lovers. Jennifer Leake's death marks the loss of a beloved figure in both film and television. Her passing at the age of 76 is a poignant reminder of her contributions to the industry, her talents as an actress, and her impact on the lives of those who knew her. She will be remembered for her grace, her strength, and the joy she brought to audiences throughout her career. Leake is survived by her husband, James Doria, and her brother. She is also survived by numerous friends, colleagues. Diane Crittenden, the iconic casting director whose career spanned over 4 decades, passed away on March 19th at the age of 82. She died peacefully at her home in Pacific Palisades, leaving behind a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. Known for her work on some of the most influential films in Hollywood history, Crittenden's contributions to cinema include casting for the original Star Wars, Pretty Woman, Spider-Man 2 and Orange, and countless other projects that have shaped the landscape of modern film. Her death marks the end of a remarkable era for casting directors, as she was one of the true trailblazers in the field. Born on August 6, 1941, in the Jamaica neighborhood of Queens, New York, Crittenden grew up with an early exposure to the arts. Raised in a time when the entertainment industry was evolving rapidly, she developed a deep appreciation for film and the creative processes that brought stories to life on the screen. It was in the vibrant cultural environment of New York that Crittenden would find her calling. She was particularly drawn to the technical and collaborative aspects of filmmaking, especially in how actors and their performances shaped a film's narrative. Her career began in the early 1960s when she took her first steps into the entertainment world, working alongside Howard Zieff, a photographer and director. Zieff, known for his work in both advertising and film, became an influential mentor to Crittenden. Together, they worked on a range of projects, from TV commercials to advertising campaigns. Zieff's versatility in the industry allowed Crittenden to learn the ins and outs of the film business, and she soon developed a passion for casting. She was particularly fascinated by the role that casting directors played in shaping the final product, selecting actors who brought depth, personality, and life to a character. Crittenden's skill in identifying the right talent for a role quickly became evident, and by the early 1970s, she had already begun to make a name for herself as a casting director. Her first major project as a casting director came in 1973 when she worked on Badlands, the critically acclaimed film directed by Terrence Malick. Badlands starred Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, and it is widely considered one of the most influential films of its era. The film would go on to inspire Bruce Springsteen's song, Nebraska, and it showcased Crittenden's ability to select actors who would become iconic figures in film history. Her work on Badlands was just the beginning of a career that would see her cast some of the most memorable performances in Hollywood. After Badlands, Crittenden worked on a series of high-profile films and television projects that cemented her reputation as one of the leading casting directors in the industry. One of her most notable projects during this time was the 1976 Emmy-winning miniseries Sybil, starring Sally Field. This was a challenging project that required careful attention to the selection of actors who could portray complex, emotionally charged characters. Crittenden's casting choices helped elevate the production and contributed to the miniseries' critical acclaim. However, it was her work on Star Wars that would truly define her career. When George Lucas approached Crittenden to help cast his space opera, she faced a monumental task. Star Wars was unlike any film that had come before it. It was an ambitious science fiction epic with a massive ensemble cast and characters that would become some of the most iconic in cinematic history. Crittenden played a key role in selecting the actors who would bring to life characters such as Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, and Darth Vader. Her casting decisions helped set the stage for the success of Star Wars and its franchise, which would go on to change the landscape of cinema forever. Following her work on Star Wars, Crittenden's career continued to flourish. She worked on a string of successful films, many of which would become beloved classics. In 1978, she collaborated again with Terrence Malick on Days of Heaven, a film that became known for its stunning cinematography and rich, evocative performances. Crittenden's ability to bring out the best in actors was once again on full display. In the years that followed, she continued to collaborate with some of the industry's most visionary filmmakers. Her work on The Thin Red Line, 1998, another film by Malick, is considered one of the most nuanced and thoughtful depictions of war ever committed to film. She also worked with directors like Howard Zieff, Carl Reiner, and Arthur Hiller, helping to shape the casts of films like Hearts of the West, 1975, The Main Event, 1976, and Oh God, 1977. One of the most significant films Crittenden worked on in the 1980s was On Golden Pond, 1981, which received widespread critical acclaim and was nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. The film, why, Emmett Walsh, a prolific character actor known for his roles in Blade Runner, Blood Simple, Ordinary People, the Academy Award-winning Best Picture, Knives Out, My Best Friend's Wedding, Slapshot, and over 200 other films and TV shows across 5 decades, has passed away at the age of 88. His death was confirmed by his representative, who stated that Walsh died on Tuesday from cardiac arrest at Curbs Memorial Hospital in St. Albans, Vermont. Walsh's manager, Sandy Joseph, shared the news with Deadline and noted that his recent work included appearances in Knives Out, The Righteous Gemstones, and Sneaky Pete. Director and writer of Knives Out, Ryan Johnson paid tribute to Walsh on social media, recalling his memorable presence on set. Johnson shared, "Emmett came to set with two things: a copy of his credits, which was a single-spaced, double-column list of modern classics that filled a whole page, and $2 bills, which he handed out to the crew. Don't spend it and you'll never be broke." Absolute legend. Walsh was known for his dedication to his craft, once saying, "I approach each job thinking it might be my last, so it better be the best work possible. I want to be remembered as a working actor. I'm being paid for what I do for nothing." Born on March 22, 1935, in Ogdensburg, New York, Walsh grew up in rural Vermont. He began his acting career in the late 1960s, making guest appearances on various TV series before landing supporting roles in films such as Alice's Restaurant, Little Big Man, and Escape from the Planet of the Apes. During the 1960s and 70s, he continued to make appearances on popular television shows like Bonanza, All in the Family, Ironside, The Bob Newhart Show, McMillan and Wife, The Rockford Files, The Waltons, Starsky and Hutch, James at 16 Hours, and Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. He also had roles in successful films from the 70s, including Serpico, The Jerk, They Might Be Giants, Straight Time, What's Up, Doc, and Slap Shot, where he played sports writer Dickie Dunn, who said, "Just trying to capture the spirit of the thing." Walsh's career spanned several decades, continuing through the 1980s and beyond. He appeared in the Coen brothers' 1984 film Blood Simple, which won the first Independent Spirit Award, their 1987 film Raising Arizona, and in notable films like Brubaker, 1980, Ordinary People, 1980, Reds, 1981, Blade Runner, 1982, Fletch, 1985, and Critters, 1986. On television, he made guest appearances on shows such as Little House on the Prairie, Frasier, Home Improvement, The X-Files, NYPD Blue, Tracy Takes On, Gideon's Crossing, Army Wives, The Mind of the Married Man, and Damages. In addition to his on-screen work, Walsh lent his voice to a variety of animated series and films, including The Iron Robot, Adventure Time, Big Guy and Rusty the Robot, Pound Puppies, The Wild Thornberrys, and also narrated multiple characters in Ken Burns' 1990 miniseries, The Civil War, and the 1994 PBS series, Baseball. Walsh also made his mark on the stage, appearing in Broadway productions such as Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie? 1969, alongside Al Pacino and Hal Holbrook, and That Championship Season, 1973. He also participated in various regional theater productions throughout his career. In 1979, Walsh established the Blarney Fund Education Trust, which provides scholarships to students in Vermont. He is survived by his niece Megan Walsh, nephew Kevin Walsh, Renee, and grandnephews Emmett and Elliot.